I have 5 tips to help you improve your trading instantly. I've spent the last few months finding weaknesses in my trading and developing some tips and tricks to help me fix those weaknesses. Tip number 1. I want you to imagine how much more money you would make if you avoided 25% of the bad trades you've taken this year and you made 25% more of the good trades you've taken this year. Well, this tip will help us do just that. So 2 months ago, I started to notice something. I would take trades in the morning that I thought were really good trades, really good setups. But then that night after close, when I looked back at them, I would think, what was I doing? This setup was not good at all. Luckily, I found a fix to that problem. You see, as humans, we look at things comparatively. If we saw a mediocre setup in comparison to a ton of 5-star setups, we wouldn't take it. But if we saw a mediocre setup compared to all of the bad setups, we might take it. So I developed the perfect solution. Each day before the market opens, I will scroll through 50 great setups from the past to help reset my eyes to what a great trade looks like. This is super easy to do. Just create a new folder, fill it with screenshots of the exact type of setups that you trade, and then click through them each morning. If you trade the same setups as me, you can download my folder in the description for completely free. Tip number 2. I started to notice that stocks that did what I wanted them to do before they broke out usually did what I wanted them to do after breakout. So I developed a way to use this knowledge to my advantage. When I go through my scans and I find a stock that is setting up, I will write out or draw exactly what I want to see the stock do before it breaks out. If it comes close to doing what I want it to do, then I'll take the trade. But if it doesn't, I'll pass on it. This helps me avoid FOMOing into a bad trade. Tip number 3. Even if we have the best rules in the world, they don't mean anything if we can't follow them. I recently heard a podcast where trading psychologist Jared Trindler explained something very eye-opening. He says that when our emotions get heightened, the emotional side of our brain can shut down the logical side of our brain. This is why sometimes we'll do things that we know we shouldn't do. So I needed a way to combat this. So every day I will take 5 to 10 minutes at some time before the market open, and I will just sit there and meditate. It's not hard. You just sit and focus on your breathing. Just 5 to 10 minutes of this a day is scientifically proven to improve your decision making and help you keep your emotions in control. And it's helped me a ton. Tip number 4. There is one quote from Kwamagi that stays in my head daily. Trade random setups and you will have random results. But how can we tell if a setup is random or not? Well, I've been trying to answer that question and I've found a method that has worked wonders for me. So after I go through my scans and I have a setup that I think looks good, I'll then go through my database of 1,000 past setups to find setups that looked similar to the one I'm looking at in real time. If I can't find a single setup that looks even close to the one I'm looking at, then I'll pass on the trade. But if I find a bunch of setups that looked very close to the one I'm looking, then I'll take the trade. Let me show you an example from this week. All right, so I've gone through my scans and I found this stock BYRN. It is under the 200, but it's forming a nice clean pattern. And I've seen patterns that look kind of like this. So what I'm gonna do, this is the hack. I'm going to go back through my database, find stocks that look like this and see if they worked and see what kind of moves they made. So since I found so many setups that look similar to this one, because of my database, I ended up taking this trade today. All right, so it's been 4 days and I am up 14% in this stock. Nice trade. Tip number 5. This is going to sound a little weird, but this tip has been a game changer. My goal is to spend as little time as possible in front of the charts while the market is open. Now, I know that might sound a little weird, but we make the best, most logical decisions when the market is closed. There's no emotions coming into play. So I'll take the trades I need to in the first hour of the market, then I'll set alerts and I will minimize my charting software and go do something else. So if an alert goes off, I'll come back to my computer and check it out. But if not, I stay away from the screens all day. So click subscribe if you found value from these tips.